right, class. As you know, Minetta hasn't been in class for the last week, Aizawa said as class began. However, now they will finally be returning to class. Although you might not recog dash. Suddenly the door opened, and in stepped a young woman. She had long purple hair that almost looked like cotton candy, and curled in a way that kind of formed ball shapes along her hair. But her hair, nice as it was likely the last thing everyone was looking at. Because the girl looked like she came straight from a magazine. Perfect, almost unrealistic figure. Smooth, unblemished skin. An attractive face. And was very gifted in certain areas. She wore a UA uniform, although it appeared to have been altered to be ever so slightly more provocative. "Hey guys! Long time no see," the girl said in a peppy voice, giving off an air of positivity and confidence. Everyone went silent, their mouths slacked open in shock. Aizawa sighed. "Yeah. As you can see, Minetta has gone through a pretty drastic transformation thanks to Midoriya." Drastic is a big fucking understatement. What the actual fuck? Jiro shouted out. "Minetta, I had no idea you wanted to be a woman. This is a real desire you have and not just some very extreme attempt to see us changing in the locker room?" Momo asked. "I apologize, but I do have to check." "Yeah, I get it. Don't worry though, I'm not gonna do anything," Minetta said casually. "I'm not even changing in the same room as you guys. Normally in situations like this, we would have her change with the rest of the girls, but given previous history and taking into account the feelings of the rest of the girls, we thought that would be a bad idea. And so Minetta will be changing in a separate room for the time being," Aizawa said. "I could still change with the guys if you want," Minetta said in a teasing tone, but also in a way that dictated she was completely serious. "That's an even worse idea, Aizawa. Anyway, from now on Minetta will be going as Minetta Minerva, so take that as you will. Now sit down and let's start class already." "I apologize, Aizawa-sensei, but are we not going to address the grievous violations Minetta has made by altering her uniform in such a way?" Ida shouted, chopping the air as usual. "I was wondering when you were gonna point that out." Ochako chuckled. "Come on, Ida, don't be such a stick in the mud," Minetta said before raising her arms. "Here, touch me boobs, it'll help." "Yeah, that's definitely Minetta," Toru said, sounding slightly amused as she looked at Ida's stunned and outraged face. "Can I touch him?" Kaminari asked. "Sure. Come here," Minetta invited. "I don't get fucking paid enough for this shit," Aizawa swore under his breath as he massaged his temples. "There will be no fondling in class. Everyone shut up, and let's get the lesson started already." It was lunchtime now, and all the girls made sure to eat quickly, so they had time to discuss some things with Minetta. They all approached the table Minetta was sitting at, and found it full of strangers. Plenty of girls, surprisingly quite a few guys, and Kaminari. What the hell? Did the Midoriya Foundation just give you a whole new body? One of the girls asked as she touched Minetta's boobs. Nah, it's mostly the same stuff. And it's all organic. Minetta explained pridefully. Can't say how they did it though, you know, contracts and stuff. Are they gonna make this available to people? Asked another girl. Because I would kill to get a look like this. Dude, my girlfriend should get a look like this. Then maybe she'd stop asking me if she looks fat in everything. Said one guy. How expensive would that be? Asked another girl. Sorry to burst your bubble, but this is a super exclusive thing, Minetta said. Don't want anyone stealing their tech. And so until threats like the MLA are done and gone, none of this is going public. Ugh! I hate those stupid quirkist assholes. One girl groaned. Why can't they all just drop dead, so the Midoriya Foundation can just give us all the cool stuff? Excuse me, Momo said as she and the 1A girls approached the table. Minetta, could we talk? Minetta and the girls had decided to go outside, to a more secluded area, where they could talk in peace. First off, I wanna apologize, Minetta said. I did some things, okay, a lot of things, that were not cool. I didn't want to, okay, I absolutely did want to. But I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for my situation. Your situation? Jiro scoffed. Yeah, being ugly, Minetta admitted with a sigh. I mean, let's face it, I looked like someone made a disgusting fusion of man and grape. Several girls were about to open their mouths when Momo put up her hand to stop them. Before you continue, you bury yourself with your own words. Why don't you just give us a complete, comprehensive explanation on why you did what you did? Minetta shrugged. Doubt that'll make you any less angry, but sure. I owe it to you, I guess. Ugh. Several girls groaned after Minetta just finished his story. Momo in particular had gotten a migraine from listening to all of that. Okay. Let's break this down. So the cause of all of this was body image problems, loneliness leading to a distorted worldview, and jumping to conclusions. What are you talking about? My worldview is fine. It's just ugly people are all destined to be alone and forgotten, or utterly despised. Minetta said casually. I was just desperate to stop feeling alone, so I figured being hated by everyone wasn't so bad. But now I'm not ugly anymore, so I don't have to worry about it. The fact that you see no problem with that is genuinely scary, Azui said. Minetta, we wouldn't have just ignored you all year if you didn't do all that gross stuff. You could have just acted like a normal person and we could have been friends. And I'm sure you believe that, Minetta said with a smile. But face it, people don't look at or think about ugly things. It's just not in our nature. I'd have faded into the background like I never even existed, and you'd forget about me completely. I'm not saying it's your fault, it's just how the world works. No, it's... Momo took a deep breath, trying to put aside her utter frustration. Putting aside hypotheticals, factually speaking, there are plenty of not conventionally attractive men who get married. Some even get married to very conventionally attractive women. Minetta sighed and shook her head. Okay. Name one. Name one ugly couple or a couple with one ugly partner. Then see if the couple is only together because one or both of them get something out of it. Like money, or fame, or something. That's, Mina thought about it. She knew plenty of celebrity couples, but pretty much all of them were both attractive, or one was clearly using the other for some kind of benefit. Minetta, you have to have seen at least one couple like this somewhere, Toru said. On the internet, in real life, or anywhere. Well, putting aside the photoshopped ones. You're right, and I can't imagine what behind-the-scenes things caused that to happen. Blackmail, pity, etc. Minetta said. And of course, there's some people you'd normally consider ugly, but fit into a specific niche. But for someone that looked like me, there was absolutely no way I was finding love with scumming tactics. And even I wouldn't sink that low. Ugh! The girls groaned again in frustration. Minetta, there is no doubt a preference in this world towards attractive people. I will not deny that. Momo admitted. But it's not as if those who don't meet that standard are doomed to be alone. Well, yeah, because once Midoriya makes this stuff public, we can finally just get rid of ugliness altogether, Minetta said as she looked over her new body once again. It's like talking to a brick wall. Toru groaned. On a different note, what happened to your quirk? Jiro asked, pointing to Minetta's hair. Your balls are gone. Minetta chuckled. Yeah, they are. That's not what I meant, jackass. Jiro groaned, rolling her eyes. I'm asking what happened to your quirk? Minetta smirked and held up her hands, showing them to the girls, revealing that on his fingers were little purple spots. Suddenly one of them inflated, growing into one of Minetta's usual sticky balls. Tada! Introducing the new and improved pop-off for the new and improved Minetta. Minetta revealed as she dropped the ball to the ground. She then grew balls from all of her fingers and dropped them. Not only does it not mess up my hair, but I also do this. Minetta made another great ball, but this time, it didn't stop growing when it reached its normal size. Instead, it kept growing rapidly, until it reached the size of a beach ball, and then stopped when it reached the size of a beanbag chair. I can make them bigger too. She dropped the ball on the ground and it immediately stuck. The bigger they are, the stickier they are too. Touch this baby, and you're not moving for the rest of the day, Minetta said as she smacked the ball playfully. Plus I can still bounce off them and stuff. Although using my quirk too much still makes me bleed a whole bunch. Oh, looks like it's time for class. We gotta go, Minetta said as she started to leave. Wait, Momo said, causing Minetta to stop and turn around. We're gonna be late if we drag this on, Minetta sighed. I'll take responsibility, Momo said. I just want a bit more clarification. Why is it that you decided to become a woman? And what do you think happens now? Do you think you'll be completely forgiven for what you did? Do you think you'll suddenly be swarmed with friends? And find a girlfriend with ease? I wanted to be as good-looking as possible. To me, girls look better than guys. Every time I think about wanting to touch a pretty girl, I can just look down, Minetta said casually. As for what I expect, I hope you guys forgive me. I didn't expect it. I did do some crappy things after all. Although I'm already making a ton of new friends. I'm sure I'll get a girlfriend sooner or later. You'll get a girlfriend who wouldn't love you if you looked the way you did before, Momo pointed out. And you're okay with this? If I wasn't, I'd never find love. Minetta shrugged as she turned and walked away. Just the way the world works. As Minetta walked off, the other girls turned to each other. So, what do we do about this? Mina asked. We could just leave them to their own devices. I mean, technically it's none of our business what Minetta does with themselves, and since they said they're not going to perv on us anymore, we don't need to do anything about them, Azui pointed out. But it just feels so gross, Toru said. The way Minetta sees the world is just so twisted and warped. It feels wrong to just leave them like that. We tried to explain it to them, and we made zero progress, Jiro said. And I doubt our teachers are gonna be of any help. Achiko sighed. Let's leave her alone for now, Momo said, getting everyone's attention. I meant what I said. The world is biased towards those the populace deems as attractive. But that can be as much a bane as it is a boon. What Minetta wants is genuine connections. But once she realizes how many of her relationships become superficial and cheap, I wonder how her worldview will hold up. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX. Achiko plopped herself down on a park bench. After school, Izuku had sent her a text inviting her to meet him after school. And naturally, she accepted. She took out her phone and checked the time. She was 5 minutes early. Normally Izuku would be here already, Achiko said to herself. He's never not early to our meetups. Sorry, I'm late, said a familiar, feminine voice. Achiko looked up, and standing over her was Izuku, in his female form, in a high school girl uniform. Before you say anything let me explain, Izuku said, red dusting his face, showing how clearly embarrassed he was. So remember the concert operation? Well, for that to work, I need the villains to come and attack me. But if I show up in public nowadays without a disguise, they'll probably think I'm trying to lure them in. But if my disguise is too good, then they still won't attack me. So I needed something that would still make it look like I'm disguising myself, but also will still let some people know it's me. And this form is the best suited for that. Oh, okay, that makes sense, Ochako said, before giving him a concerned look. You look good, but should you really be going out right now? What if the villains attack right now? Unlikely. Green hair and freckles, while not super common, aren't uncommon. And the feet aren't just going to start ambushing anything that even remotely looks like me. Which is a bit of a problem for my plans, Izuku explained. But if word gets around that a girl with green hair and freckles at the same age as Izuku Midoriya hangs around with Ochako Uraraka, a known friend of Izuku Midoriya, then people will start getting more suspicious. Oh, so that's why you wanted to hang out today, Ochako said, trying not to sound disappointed. Well, yeah. And hanging out with my best friend is something I'm always happy to do anyway, Izuku said, giving her a big smile. Ochiko's face exploded into a blush. Why yeah, me too. Mineta was wrong. Appearances mattered in this world, that much was undeniable. But no matter what form Izuku took, Ochako was sure her feelings wouldn't change.